my name is Martha Jones, and I'm going to show you 17, I'm a painter, I'm going to show you slides of 17 paintings and 3 sculptures. I just took up sculpture within the last year. And, all the works are abstract and very colorful, and they range in scale from quite large, monumental, or mural size. This painting is about 7 feet tall and about 8.5 feet wide. I did it in 2009. I call it the Kiss, and I think it's actually the best of my larger paintings. This one was done just a month later, and you can see it has a lot of similarities. The 2 abstract motifs that I use in almost everything are based on ancient art, and they are a wave pattern or a arch-like pattern and a meander, which you see in this painting. And it's a sort of more rectilinear version of a spiral. It shows up in a lot of Greek and some Roman art. And when I sold that last painting, which was done in 2010, and I just sold it this year, I decided I would try to recreate something like it. This is a 2012 painting. It also has white overpainting is one of the major stylistic elements, which really carries the painting. And I hope I'll have time to talk about some common themes in all these paintings as I go along. I think this is a 2009 painting. It shows some of the compositional features that are standard throughout. I have a sort of preference for an overall circular composition against the rectilinear format of the canvas. And then I will disperse in a sort of grid pattern within that circle these abstract motifs. And I also have a sort of preference for a visual line that rises to the upper right. And so those 3 preferences allow me to deal with the 3 basic geometrical forms of the circle, the square, and the triangle. This is a 2012 painting. You see a lot of the common features. I call this Big Pink Paintings, or Big Pink Art. You can see I use a lot of red and pink and a lot of color. And I hope I'll have time to defend the use of pink. I hope it's humorous to you to see it combined with the adjective big. I'm in the sort of medium range of the paintings now, but I've been working with a lot of yellow this year, and I've been particularly interested to see if I could use yellow rather than in the background to carry some of the major weight of a composition. This is a tiny painting. I'm going to show you some very small paintings now, but one of the first of the yellow paintings. I do have one painting in Lee's show, which is this one over here to your left. You can recognize the style. I just did that about 2 weeks ago, so don't touch it. These are all oils, so I'm not sure that that's completely dry. This is a little older, a little darker, but the wave pattern out of the arches is really predominating. And to my mind, this abstraction has some sort of reminiscence of the sea. And here's some meanders in a small painting, almost semi-anthropomorphic to my way of interpreting what is figurative in the abstraction. This is abstract art, so anytime any viewers see something figurative, that's fine. Everybody can interpret it their own way. This is the largest painting that I've ever done. It's about 16 feet wide, the same height as the first 2 that I showed you. And I had originally called it double wide because I have a preference for humor and for humorous titles, but I'm thinking about changing its name to the name of some Greek mountains. It was rounded at the top, and I was thinking those names when I started. I'm going to show you some paintings now that include poetry and written text. Most of the poetry is my own. Most of these paintings are pretty pared down in painting technique. There's a lot of cartoon element rather than really viscous or thick paint, and a lot of manipulation of paint, a lot of cylindrical forms. This painting we almost had here tonight, but it didn't make it. It's really not my poetry, but this is a painting that I did upon the death of Cy Twombly, one of the major artists who influenced me. And here's another one. You know, you see the cylinders. This and the next painting were both written in Greece in 2010, and I did the paintings in 2011 in my studio. And they're both about the wild god Pan. I'll just read you this one. And I like it starting in the middle, but you can read it in any order you like. Arriving in the uplands at the grassy cushioned lea, show us your little ear, your pointed chin, your horn, your thigh, your quick bright eye, and so on. And here's some sculptures, and I like to make them out of all sorts of things. These are dryer exhaust tubes and childhood toys. I still want to say a word or two about pink, or did I? I can't remember. But I really don't think that I look at pink in sociological terms. I'm not thinking about the princess syndrome, and there's nothing anti-feminist in this. And I'm really thinking primarily in terms of the artistic tradition, and I see it as a connection to some of the painters who've influenced me, like Philip Guston, Cy Twombly, Giotto, to mention perhaps one of the most revered of these figures. And here's a little sculpture with a Maltese figurine that I got on the island of Malta, not a real one, a replica, a little Japanese figurine at the top, and some seashells. And I'm doing a lot more sculpture out of TV bodies for the art crawl, and Terry mentioned that I'm going to be in that. And they've been a lot of fun. And anyway, thanks a lot.